Hello and welcome to our today's webinar. I'm Doreen. I'll be your host for this exciting session today. Thank you all for taking the time to join us. Hello from Cyprus too. Dennis is in Cyprus as well. So yeah, today we're thrilled to have Dennis, founder of SEO, founder and SEO, CEO of ESA Digital, the UK top CEO and growth agency. Dennis and our team has helped over 55 tech and e-com brands in US, UK, and Europe achieve incredible growth. And we're honored today to have Tim, co-founder and managing director at Acquisit, UAE's leading performance marketing agency and Google Premier partner. Tim and his team has driven growth for clients across the MENA region and other 40 countries as well. So today, in just 45 minutes, we will discover some of the year's most successful tactics and practices used by hypergrowth for startups, and not only to upgrade their website traffic and SEO organic traffic in whole. So I think that we can start presenting, Dennis. I think that we will start.
Sure.
Yes, from the introduction. So our plan for today is to share. Our speakers will make a small intro about themselves. Then we will take a look at on two case studies. One case study from ESA Digital, one case study from Acquisit. Then we will sum up the best strategies and give some bonuses for you guys, and we will cover your questions. We've already have collected some questions while you were registering to our webinar. Thank you for that, and feel free if during the webinar you will have some additional questions, just type them in our chat and we will try to cover them in the end of the session as well. So Dennis, I'm giving the floor to you. You may start.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. It's Dennis over here. So I'm starting from about because I know there's several people that are new to us, and I just want you to know us better. So I'm Dennis. I'm a Belarusian British IT entrepreneur. So I started in 2010. I'm also Top 30 Under 30 Google Campus alumnus. I've also graded from Cambridge Analytics this year, and I'm the founder and CEO of ESA Digital. So we are top 350 best B2B companies worldwide. We have different companies and clients. So we have Google for Startups Campus and Farfetch Startups, Dragon's Den brands, and all other companies we're working with. So this is our portfolio. And we also have Tim with us. So Tim.
Thank you guys for having me. Happy to meet you all. In a few words, I'm Tim. I'm 37. I'm a French entrepreneur based in Dubai now for the last 9 years. I am the co-founder of Acquisit. At Acquisit, we help companies to grow by helping them to use their data at the service of their growth strategies. And SEO is one of the levers we leverage. I'm assuming in the audience there is a lot of tech startup. I am an amateur investor, but it's been a while now, and I've invested across a couple of tech companies personally. And we also have a lot of tech companies as clients, as well as big retail companies. You will see that in a minute. I'm very happy to be here, and I'll try my best to be useful.
Thank you, Tim.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And yeah, we have a tough plan today, guys. So we have two case studies. One, I'll present Rusk AI. So this is an AI video startup that was launched just last year. And I'll tell you more about how we launched their go-to-market strategy in Tier 1 and Tier 2 markets. While Tim will present his case with a quite big company called L'Oreal, and he will be telling how they were capturing organic traffic in MENA, especially leveraging seasonality. So those two cases, so one from starting from scratch, the startup starting from nothing, and then, a big established brand who just gets into this region and getting those organic traffic. So we'll try to share those two things for you. Okay, let's start then. Beautiful. So I'll start with my case. So we have the case called Rusk.ai. So this is they're now called Rusk AI. So this is their real website. So they are working with video localization at scale. So everything connected with voice cloning, lip syncing, and translating all the videos to different languages. This is where they're working at. But, you know, the biggest challenge that we had at the time was not actually even the startup. So before they had as their own brand, and it was called Deep Cake. So we needed to migrate from one brand to another because that was their legacy. And another thing, they also had a brand called Brusk. So you can imagine they have Rusk, they have Brusk. So that was quite complicated story to know where to work on and what to do. So Brusk is actually, for you to understand, this is like Alphabet and Google. So Rusk is Google and Brusk is Alphabet. So this is their umbrella company. This is how they're working. So this was another thing that we had at the time. Another thing, we also were starting literally from scratch. So it was no name brand. So you can see this is the real screenshot from Google Search Console. And you see that just in March 2023, we had 84 clicks, organic clicks. So we were starting just from literally nothing. So this is like many of startups that are coming to us or who are just starting, they usually have this kind of amount of traffic, and this is what we had as well. The next thing as well is we have big players on the market like Microsoft, like Google. So those guys right now, they really into the game. So they're announcing every month something that they're launching. For example, you can see here that Microsoft announced that they will be launching Edge, their AI feature for the videos. Google also was launching it, like with YouTube and all that. So we had quite big players behind our back. So that's why it was quite challenging as well. So we needed to move quick. We needed to move under pressure. And that was the challenge as well. So what we did then, we started from the topics because we needed to understand, okay, so we are in AI video, what kind of topics we might have. And we started from the PR research, so to understand what kind might be covered the best. So we've analyzed Google Trends, we've analyzed exporting topics, we've analyzed social media like social bars and all that, and we found 14 different topics and chosen the one which might be the closest to their target audience, which is AI in education. So we decided to choose niche survey and curated report and split it into 5 steps. So choosing a topic, choosing a format, collecting data, writing a report, and then promoting it. So we had 4 calendar months of that and 87 hours to span. So this is what we're starting from scratch, and our SEO research and PR teams were working on that just to launch it. Next one, in parallel, our organic team and our research team. So they were working on collecting all the organic traffic. And this is the step that usually startups like to skip. They don't like to go into the data, don't like to work on numbers. They just want to do some SEO basic optimizations, and here we go. But if you spend time on that, and this is where we spend time, like we've collected 24 topic categories that we're calling clusters. And then we understood that actually we have 624,000 volume in just Google US. And then we also analyze the competition, because it's not always about you getting to the top. There are already some players, and as you can see, we found like we can realistically achieve top 5 on average into all categories. And that was a great starting point. This is how we started working on organic traffic, specifically on the best categories, which will give you the best ROI from the cost and from the revenue they might generate. Next one, we also understood that it might be not just about the US, it might be about other locations. So we've collected 12 new locations, which were LATAM and Europe, you know, like Argentina, Chile, Brazil. We also had France, where we had Turkey, and all those countries. And we were splitting this traffic into 2, native language and also English language. So we're collecting it one by one and trying to find all the possibilities and all the traffic we can get. Next, we also analyzed lists, ratings, and tops. So I know some of you were asking which are the best SEO tactics for backlinks and for improving your off-page optimization. So this is the best tactic. So lists, ratings, and tops. So some journalists, some authors already wrote those lists. We were just collecting them from Google, parsing them, and then outreaching to those guys to know and to list our new startup there. And this is how we were working on that. Next thing is called HARO, which is Help a Reporter. So this is a strategic approach for your digital PR. If you're new, you just need to start citing and just leaving your reviews and helping journalists with their articles, with their podcasts, with their videos. And it worked really, really well, especially at the beginning. So people were approaching about some AI reviews, AI citations. It costs like 15 or 16 bucks per month, and then you just getting these kind of inquiries all around the world. And this is how we started getting those PR mentions and brand mentions, and it went to really good, amazing results. Another thing which I would like to mention as well is so-called programmatic SEO, but under the hood, it's automatic translation with ChatGPT. So we were creating first, of course, English language and English pages, but then we were translating into all other languages with automatic plugin that was using ChatGPT. And as you can see, we have Spanish language, Turkish, French language, Chinese, Korean, and so on and so forth. So they were translating it, and that's how we could scale quick, because in SEO, it's all about backlinks and the content. And with the content, it's not about the quality, but also about the quantity. So how many pages you have. So this allowed us to grow really quick, and that's what helped us to make this scale. So I know many of you like to make those sum ups. Last webinar we were making those. So now you can make a screenshot, or you can make a photo of it. Plus, we also made a QR code for you. So those of you who are watching it from laptop or from or you can use your mobile phones, you can just click it, and then you can get a presentation. So here is the sum up. So the first one we studied from PR research. So it was AI in education. So it helped us to increase the domain rate. So this is the authority of the website. We also got more than 80 inquiries, really good inquiries from leads. And also we improved our digital PR. Next one, we've analyzed the 24 topic categories of organic traffic. We started from Google US. We found it, and then we tried to scale to all other locations. So we spent approximately 4 to 5 months doing that kind of job, but that gave us a lot of opportunities, a lot of understanding where to go. So 12 new locations to scale with organic traffic, LATAM and Europe, which gave us almost 80% of our growth. Next one is where list ratings and tops, who were working constantly on getting the service, to getting the platform on those kind of tops. That allowed us to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So one is backlinks, one is social proof. Also, we used Harrow. So this is the things to get interviews, to get listed, to get the PR. And I will show you that we also, guys were invited to one of the top voice of Britain and France TV shows. So they were presenting this kind of thing as well. This is where they get it from. And also automatic translation. So creating on scale those content and creating on scale those pages with other languages. So we use ChatGPT and programmatic SEO. So what were the results? So you can see, so right in 1 year, so we were starting from 58 clicks per month, and then we got 245,000 clicks. You can see it's 4,224x growth in just 1 year. So this is the result they got. Next one, they got 1.5 million monthly active users. More than 1 million got from organic traffic. So this is what they told us, and that's what we saw from analytics. So it's really amazing result. Next one, they also they achieved 1 million in annual recurring revenue in just 149 days since launch. So this combination really worked well. And also, to give you some nerdy stats for those who are interested. So we also, with this launching this PR and with the journalists, we use a Newswire press release platform. So you can see 298 mass media backlinks where that we got. That is really a lot. And those from the guys from SEO will know that. And that allowed us to get through the sandbox really quick. So getting this PR and mentions and those backlinks from really authoritative websites, that increased our domain rate from 1 or 2 to 13 in just 1 month. So you can see here. And also we got 97 backlinks from those which were also scanned by Ahrefs. So that allowed us to continue the scale, and that's what helped us to start from scratch. So start from digital PR, because that is what will help you to move really quick. And also the next result. So we've analyzed not just the traffic, we've also analyzed the time of work we'll need based on the competition and the velocity we had with creating of the content and the backlinks. And also we've analyzed the sales, because we knew the benchmarks into the signups, we knew also the sales rates, and that's why we've estimated what is the potential for the startup to get to those things. And as you can see, we've estimated extra 51 million annual recurring revenue just from organic traffic, and that's just in America. So these are the results. So together with the execution and the predictions that we gave, the startup right now is fundraising, and that is the foundation for their next round. Right, so I'm giving the floor to Tim now.
Thank you, Dennis. And I think that's a very interesting case, and I think a lot in the audience can relate to that situation where SEO is a very good way to go from seed to Series A, and you're just saying the fundraising, and showing organic traction is usually a very, very positive signal for investors.
100%, because it's really easy to predict, and it's also easy to deliver when you know how to. And for investors, they say, oh, this is what stays with you, amazing ROI, and this is why people really love it.
Excellent. On to the next case. It's a very different case, and I'm sure a lot of you in the audience can think, well, I can't relate to L'Oreal, but let me stop you right here. The exact reason why we have selected this case is because what we applied here to L'Oreal can be applied across industries and across services or product. It's all about, and it's one way, one tactic that we use to go off the beaten path of sometimes overcrowded SEO techniques where you compete frontally with a lot of the others. We've tried to sidetrack and leverage seasonality within SEO. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to try to tell you and take you through the steps we've used to help, in this case, L'Oreal Paris, which is the name of the brand, but in the Middle East, in the MENA region, and you will see even some Arabic as part of this presentation. How we help them to gain traction for their new collection using the Ramadan seasonality, which is, as you may know, very strong in the MENA region. Yes. So as a quick intro, this is the quick intro. Sorry. One thing to keep in mind before we go through this case is that the main objective here was really to leverage Ramadan high seasonality. For those who are not familiar with the MENA region, online behavior completely changed during Ramadan because people change their habit. They leave at night, and during the day they work, and they also rest. And somehow this reflects in a complete disruption or in a complete transformation of online habits. People spend more time online, but also spend time, they discover more brands in general because just you're in a different mindset. So you take the time to go through things you don't do during your usual routine. So Ramadan is a key period for brands who are active online to take advantage of that, to go after new users, new clients. We wanted to leverage that seasonality to increase awareness and sales, obviously, on the new collection through high intent organic traction. But we had one constraint, and this constraint was time. We had a very limited time to rank and benefit from this strong seasonality because Ramadan only lasts 30 days. How did we do that? Step one, it's not going to be a surprise for most of you, but we had to understand exactly the intentionality behind the keywords and how this intentionality could be clustered across different categories. So we conducted a thorough keyword research. I'm just going to show you a snapshot right here, but our efforts were mostly focused on the Saudi Arabia market as well as on the Egyptian market. And so we came up with a list of keywords. This is just a snapshot of the Arabic one, but I thought it was fun. And we identified very clear trends. In this case, it was about hair coloration, hyaluronic acid, as you can guess, a subject that are very close to L'Oreal brand's audience. But here the point is not so much about those specific subjects, it's about identifying what are the sub trend within a seasonality, right? Once we had that, we moved to the second step, clustering those strategic keywords so that we used three main criteria. And I think here, this is pretty much the core of this case, is that since you have a very limited time, you need to make sure that you select the keywords on which the competitiveness is not too high so that you can actually rank quite soon. So we took into account volume, obviously, that's the size of the opportunity, the commercial relevance, how close was the keyword and how close was the query, how strong was the intent in the query to what we're trying to showcase, and obviously the competitive landscape. We ended up focusing on keywords as an additional criteria. We ended up focusing on keywords as well that could bring traction or beyond Ramadan. So Ramadan was just a start, was just something to kick off. And as you will see in the results, the idea was also to have a long-lasting impact by owning this real estate of SEO. So once we've done this selection, I mean, step one, identifying the user intent. Step two, selecting the right keyword within this user intent. We had to create a plan and a structure. Let me skip through these slides and let me take you directly to, we ended up clustering all of those keywords into 9 topics. And this is just a screenshot. This is very organic. This is actually a working document at the time of the topic that we had identified, and then sort of the overarching title that we've used with the size of the opportunity associated to it. Don't focus on the numbers too much here. It's more about the methodology. I mean, one of the reasons I'm saying that is in this region, the numbers and are usually split across many languages. So here you're only looking at Arabic, so it might look small. If you add Arabic, English, and if you add Russian to it, I mean, you end up having a much bigger pool. My point here is to say we came up with 9 topics that we've decided to craft content for and make sure that this content was optimized technically to rank quickly. We had one thing that is important here, if ever you decide as a client to work with an agency on that. One of the learnings from our end is that when you're completely focused on SEO as an agency, you're focusing on impact and you might miss sometimes the bigger picture of the brand. So it's very important that either as a client in your case or as an agency in our case, we go through a thorough phase of validation to make sure that those tactical approach also participate of the big picture. And in the case, in a brand like L'Oréal, which has a lot of brand equity, it's of course about acquiring traffic through SEO, but making sure that all the messages and all the messaging that goes beyond the strategy is perfectly compliant with the values of the brand and the positioning of the brand. So this looks like a small step in our case. I mean, first of all, it's a key step for you as a client, but it's also a step that can be quite, in our case, it was quite, let's say, we learned a lot from it. Once we got the validation, it's about making sure that all the topics all the content that we decided to write about was completely technically optimized. There is no point writing the best optimized, SEO article if Google cannot find it. So it was about making sure that we reflected all a lot of the strategic keywords in the URL structure, making sure that we maximize as well the internal link opportunities, as well as all of the tagging that takes place when you do a SEO exercise. And here for those who are familiar with SEO, we're talking about H1, H2, making sure that we enriched all the different tags with different variation of keywords to maximize the surface through which those articles could be found. I think one element and it can probably apply to a lot of your cases, is that we made sure when we could, although those pieces of content were editorial, we made sure that we could relate to the product of the brand or to some of the additional services that go around the product. So of course it's about leveraging interest of the user for a specific topic, but at the end of the day, you need to think of it as a step towards your ultimate objective, which is to take someone to your service page, to your product page, and make him or her register or buy. And so this can be done through the insertion of links to the product or to the service as part of those articles. This proved later on to be actually a very significant source of traffic. Once we align completely on the structured and all the technicalities that were supposed to be in the content, we actually crafted the content. So I've put an example and I've put the link that you will get access to after this. Is just one example of it. I think here there was two things. We've tried to piggyback on the seasonality, obviously, but on carefully selecting the ones that still had an audience past seasonality. So we just use seasonality to kick off, because we know that we would gain a lot of authority because suddenly traffic would, queries, and as a result, if we do our work properly, traffic will start increasing. And once you have that, you gain authority and you start owning that space from an SEO perspective. So it's really about leveraging that seasonality, but for a long-lasting effect. So when choosing and crafting this content, this is something that we took into account. And typically we wrote the content with Ramadan in mind, because that was the topic, but making sure that it was only one perspective to the article, and the article would still be relevant post Ramadan. This resulted into a couple of articles that are still published today and that you can still find online. It's just one example of it, just to put some concrete on this theory. Now, I wanted to take you through the outcome of that and how fast did it actually bear results. We've taken one screenshot here, and I think there are 3 points I want to make on it. The first one is, within a few months, I'm going to talk specifically about Ramadan, but within 6 months, what you're looking at here is about 6 months, from March to August. We moved from around 20K impression for this website, because this website that was doing very little SEO effort, to close to 100K impression in SEO. In terms of clicks, we moved from about 200 to around 1,500 within 6 months, specifically on those subjects. Now, I think the question here is, how long does it take for a seasonal strategy to actually kick in? We released the article, in this case, at the beginning of March. So when the charts starts, it took about a month, which is you can see there is a first wave. I don't know if you see there is a first wave here, like around 20 days post-release. And then you can see that it starts ramping up progressively. During Ramadan, it did attract traffic, but this also had a much bigger, long-lasting impact. And 2 of the 10 pages and 10 pieces of content that we released ended up, and this is what you see here, ended up after the homepage as the biggest SEO, biggest page, driving SEO traffic to the website. This one is the article. The last one is the article you just seen. This one was another article. So, to the question you may ask yourself, which is it worth doing the effort? You're not only playing for that seasonality, you're actually just using it to kick in and have a long-lasting impact on the subject. As a conclusion, and I realize here that I haven't followed Denis' advice to do a recap of that you can take a picture of. I can send that after. But I think what's important here is that we have used this, this strategy to go off the beaten path. I think that was my introduction. And because very few brands are organized to take advantage of an opportunity in such a small period of time. So if as a brand you manage to plan and feed your agency with, hey, there are 3 key moments in the year that I can benefit from, and I want you guys to start preparing for that, you will somehow just planning that will give you a competitive edge. And you are, whether you're in tech, whether you're in software, in SaaS, there are moments in your industry, and you just need to see how they reflect in, how they translate in user intent online, and take advantage of it. You're going to benefit from it in the short term, but also in the long term.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Timothée, for those invaluable insights you gave us today. We've getting comments that our attendees are really liking the insights you've shared today and the tactics. So now we'll open the floor for some questions. We've already received some interesting questions from the audience, so I will start going through them. Okay, so the first question is, Tim, you partially answered that in terms of if we're preparing for the seasonal SEO, but all in all, how much time does SEO take for visible results?
Okay, I'll give one perspective on that, and let Denis complement. It depends. The actual answer is that it really depends on the semantic field that you're trying to position yourself or your company, your brand on. Some of them are, so it can be as fast, and I think we've seen an example here of like within a month, it started kicking in. That's relatively fast. But that's because, as I mentioned, there are very few brands that are taking advantage of that opportunity. If, of course, if you're going for very high volume on subjects that are very competitive, it means that it's going to take much. It means some people are already well positioned. They own the real estate already, and it's going to take rather 2, 3, 4, sometimes more months to establish yourself as a reference on that. Denis, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
I only want to say that actually you need 3 things. First of all, you need to understand your website, where you're starting from. So your website authority, your domain authority, or whatever you call it. So a second one, you need to understand your competition, because there is already some players on the market, and you need to know that Google is choosing between you and them. And the third is usually your velocity, how quick you can create the content, how quick you can get the backlinks. And usually the combination of those 3 things, so where you're starting from, what is the competition, how quick you are moving in creating the content, improving it, adding it, and also getting these backlinks, whatever you do it, that usually how you can estimate. For example, with Rask AI, just because we didn't start with SEO itself, we were also working on PR. Also, we're working on social media. So guys, we're amazingly active with all that. Sorry. That's why it was really, really quick. So I should say we just because we released this PR report in April, so we were playing before, so they got through the sandbox in like two months, and already from the second month already started getting increase of the traffic, and then it increased dramatically, so like 2x every month, like when we saw it. So it was this kind of curve, and so it usually 2-3 months at least, but usually SEO colleagues that I have, for example, in Britain, they're saying, guys, 5 to 6 months on average. But if you want to move quicker, then you need to move with PR and also analyze, like YouTube were showing your research to know your competition, and then just, go all in and just as quick as you possible can.
Thank you. Thank you both for your answers. So the next question would be, from your experience, how reliable is Ahrefs, SEMrush, and other tools for data on the commercial VC informational intent of keywords?
They're quite reliable, especially everything connected with English language. like sometimes you might have mistakes there, like 30 to 40%. But with MENA region, for example, with Arabic language, that is a big problem, because the real data you can get it from Google API itself. So you need to collect it from there. So if you already have paying accounts in Google Ads, you can check it through Google Keyword Planner by yourself, or you can use our calculator that we're releasing next month. So I'll share you the link, and you can just check it for yourself. But usually the best, like, we have some kind of discussions among the SEO community. So usually the best tools to check the backlinks is Ahrefs. However, Americans would say it's SEMrush, because Americans like SEMrush. But I don't know. It's usually up to you. The only thing you need to know is you need to check competition. You need to know how your competitors are working on that, where they're ranked, and so on. And yeah, I would say definitely Ahrefs and SEMrush are the best at the moment, but really the best would be Google itself. So if you have an access, you can use it.
One addition to that, it's even if there is a small, as Denis mentioned, even if there is a small discrepancy between the actual volume and what's being reported, at the end of the day, it's about comparing where do you want to focus your effort. So, if there is the same margin of error across keywords, at the end of the day, the proportions are still there. So you can make a decision on the back of that.
100%. I completely agree with you. And moreover, if you can estimate your approximate cost you need to invest, like in content and backlinks, and also estimate your benchmarks with your sales and your revenue, you can get the ROI, and you can prioritize those categories, not just based on the volume or how easy it gets there, because there might be just nothing there inside, but you can prioritize them according to your benchmarks where you can get your revenue. So if you use this kind of approach, it can really give you long-term benefits.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dennis, a question to you from Anastasia. How did you distribute the PR report to achieve such incredible results? Just through Haro or something else?
Yeah, there's actually, there's several things you need to do. First of all, if you can include some partners or some other guys they're working with, they can also help you with this. They might give you data, they might be your citation authors, they might be your journalists. So whatever you can already implement inside of the report, this is the best thing you can start with. Next one, of course, you can use your own social media. You can use your own email databases, like where you can promote your report. Next one, what I know from my colleagues, they also promote it on Product Hunt. So they just launching report itself and saying, guys, we've made a report on AI in education. This is the new fresh data. This is what experts are saying, and you can download it by yourself. Next, they also use so-called comments things. So for example, some bloggers already wrote about this topic, and you can use mentioning your report, like actually you can find amazing useful report over there. And plus also another thing that we were using, for example, so we launched it on newswire.com. So this is a big PR platform where all the journalists release their press release. So you need to write a data-driven press release and saying, actually, we've analyzed or asked 500 people and experts. This is the fresh data. These are the main benefits tips that you might get. So a lot of journalists are using Newswire as well till now. So they're using this information to use it in their articles, and then just to mention you. This is exactly what you need. You need a backlink, anchor backlink from the platforms, and that's how you can get it. Next thing also what you can do, this is an advanced thing, but after you get the spike and it's going a bit down, you can make an on-page optimization and optimize for sniper snippets, like answering questions, FAQ things, like what people are asking, what you might be getting, and also optimizing it for specific low-hanging keywords with statistics inside. So some journalists might be Googling it. So it's not just to promote it for the big audience, but for small specific things, how people would be searching for it. And then you, with all your backlinks, with all your promotion, you'll be on top with these small, low volume keywords. And that's how you can get it on the go. This is what we did with Rusk, and it worked really, really well.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis, for your detailed answer on this. So I see a very interesting question that is that really our clients and friends are asking us lately. What do you recommend to market mobile apps?
So with mobile apps, of course, there is a specific niche called ASO, so App Search Optimization. So it's basically specifically for App Store and Google Play market. So this is another thing. If we're taking web organic traffic, so we have this kind of in between, which is called web to app niche. So when people are collecting traffic from the web and then they're linking it directly to download the app, for example. There are many kind of possibilities. You might have those buttons, or you've seen those buttons on the website, like download my app on App Store, download my app on Google Play. Or, for example, some of my colleagues also doing quizzes, for example. So know how you can lose your weight in like 14 days. Just, go through this quiz and get your answer. And then you're going through this quiz, and then in the end, they're saying, hey, actually, you get pretty nice results. If you download our app and subscribe it now, then you can just do it by yourself, in real time. So this is web to app things. People growing their apps really amazingly, especially after iOS 14, which was launched, and everything was screwed up after it. So yeah, the same with organic, by the way. So we have several cases where guys are launching a short version of web platform, or no web platform at all. They just create the website, and then everything, when people signing up, they just getting redirect to the mobile application, and this is how they're collecting the traffic. And then they are also asking people what kind of web platform interface features they need. So they are creating them on the go, but they are already collecting the web traffic through the blog, through the product categories, through the pages, through the website itself, and it works really, really nice.
What we've seen across many clients is that when you know that there is a demand for your product, and that demand is online, like it is definitely worse to do, just as Denis said, to create this sort of landing page that is purposefully designed to take people from the web to your app. And you can even advertise for that page, and it's a way to, advertise, do SEO, like it's a way to capture traffic, but don't try. If you stay on, you need to do ASO, sorry, it's important, but it's going to be a tiny portion of what you could actually get. So a lot of people think that because you take people from the web and it's an extra click to make them click on the page and then download it, destroy the experience. Yes, it's a bit longer, but the volume is so much bigger than it's worth doing it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
100%. I agree. Completely agree.
Okay, then we will go to the next question. Very interesting question as well. How to increase the conversion rate of the organic traffic?
Yeah, organic traffic, like any kind of traffic, is quite a tricky thing. And you should understand, so it's not converting the same as you might have with paid advertising and so on. So my usual example, my usual approach is try to figure out the intent of the traffic. So usually, if you're asking people about the traffic itself, you have 4 intents. First of all, you have commercial intent. So people are already searching for some kind of pricing for already companies, contacts. They want to buy now, like products like Nike shoes, or I don't know, marketing agency in Dubai, for example, looking for Teams agency, and so on. So those things are very good, and you can convert into inquiry, into knowing if you can apply to work with us, contact us, and all those things. So this is the easiest thing. The next one is usually people are searching and they're just considering it, like they like want to know which are the best SEO agencies in UK, which are the best SEO agencies in Dubai. So they need a comparison, and these are called tops, ratings, listings, how to as well. So when people are asking about those specific listings, definitely websites like clutch.co, like other huge catalogs, but you already listed with the ratings and all that. This is exactly why they have their own niche here. Another part from it is also how to pages. So people would like to know how to lose weight, how to be happy, how to be rich, how to find a husband in 14 days. So all those kind of things you have. And usually if you're trying to convert from those, we sometimes call them block posts, blog articles. If you're trying to convert from the blog post into contact us, leave an inquiry, this is too hard conversion for those people. They need to know more before they convert. So that's why an easier thing is know how exactly to implement it yourself, or know exactly how others are doing it. Just download the PDF, subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to our socials, just know better. Some kind of mini courses, quizzes might be as well, amazing things, so people would know and just follow some things and get some kind of report in the end. So these kind of things work really good. So try not to mix those things. So if you have a blog, try to give some people more opportunities to warm up, to know you a bit, to, you know, just to know that. So these kind of traffic, this is the second one. The third one will be informational traffic, as we call it. So usually this is like you're reading Financial Times or New York Times, and people, for example, will AI replace my work or not? So will we all die because AI will be CGI next year or something? So all those kind of things. So this kind of thing, they're not even trying to subscribe you to some kind of download the PDF or to inquire the call, something. They just say, subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to Financial Times subscription, and get these kind of articles every week, every day, whatever you like, and subscribe to our newsletter as well, because all the influencers, all the bloggers, all the authors, they're usually not trying to convert to reach them out, but just to continue reading it, because people are not even there. So this is the informational traffic. And the fourth is navigational traffic. So people are just searching for, I don't know, Facebook login, Amazon sign up, anything like this, like specific instructions from help center. So this is like specific thing, but definitely if you want to provide white glove treatment to your customers, you also need to create them. So 4 different things: commercial, if people ready to buy, or pricing or something, give them exactly what they need. People are searching for comparison, how to things, definitely try to convert into something like a mini course, like PDFs, like emails, newsletters with specific courses. Third one, informational, not even try to compete with those journalists, because this is the journalist sphere, this is their world. So they usually trying you to subscribe to their subscription. And navigational, just create your Help Center articles, and that's it.
Thank you.
I have nothing to add.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are unfortunately out of time, but I think that we've covered, because questions are repeating, so we mostly covered. If any questions are left, you can always contact us or contact Tim if it's specifically MENA region. We would be very happy to answer any questions. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Tim, for sharing your expertise. We hope you all found the webinar insightful and ready to apply these strategies to boost your website traffic. Don't forget to check your inbox. We will be following up with an email of the recording of today's webinar and our resources. So everyone, please have a great day today, and soon it will be already weekend. So a good weekend for you too. And yes, hope to see you all on our next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.